I made a shocking discovery today when I was hanging out over at MEUK's Discord server.
Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Are we gonna keep on fighting? Are we gonna keep on dividing? Well, did you hear what I said? It's all about...
You're lucky if you had.
You think you could get to talk to Jose?
Why would you ever want
I don't know.
to? Well, that's the answer. There you go. You said it yourself. There's no reason to ever want to talk to Jose.
It's a bit wishy-washy.
Am I wrong? Bev, you know that I'm not. If you've ever talked to Jose, you would know just as well as I do. The guy is not adding any sort of clarity, any sort of conversation that you'll ever have with him. So, you have to eventually ask yourself, what's the point at all? And there's where we would agree. Because there's no fucking point of ever having any conversation with him.
It's the people there, though, right? I mean, you don't ever get to have a conversation with Jose, do you?
That's my whole fucking point.
Yeah.
Come on.
He has his friends. You not talk to any of his mates. You like that?
No, that's the unfortunate part. We have. Okay, so they're not sort of adding to any clarity. I don't think anybody watches this show and says, holy shit, I walked away with some sort of understanding. No. No. Let me remind you, that's not what happened. You know? All you have to do is have a dialogue, have a conversation. Have you ever, Bev, walked away saying, me and JG had a great conversation?
No, I must admit, that has never happened.
Well, don't get mad at me if I say exactly. You know, thank God nobody's ever had that back and forth, because it just cannot happen.
I don't know. I mean,
You do know.
Well, no, I mean, I've heard he's a bit wishy-washy, but I have heard that he doesn't believe the moon landing. But then I've heard in his room when somebody challenges him, because one of the ball believers obviously thinks that the moon is. Whenever they challenge him, he just backs down and goes, "Well, I'm not going to comment on that." You know,
what a surprise!
Yeah.
What a fucking surprise! Of course not. He does not answer questions.
He doesn't want to upset the people that pay him money, I think.
I don't think even the money. I think it's all about pride and him looking like a dumbass that he actually appears to be in front of a lot of different people. Because he's not only has his show, he has a lot of your show, a lot of Nathan's show, a lot of people's different shows. So, the real question is, why would you appear to be a dumbass on multiple different people's shows? Like, what do you get from that? That's why I was just seeing if you had an answer to that.
Just dropping you a DM, Bev. Oh no, I've dropped you a DM, Bev. Check your DMs, Bev.
Okie dokie. Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's out there.
Don't take you long, does it?
That's brilliant, though. It's one of them ones that it just hits you. Everybody goes, "What? What? Why? Why is I'm not. I'm not in on it. Like, I need to be in that. I need to be part of everybody."
Absolutely.
Don't even understand what's going on.
Yeah.
At the minute, I look like that confused scientific method girl. Like I must research it.
Cool.
Mystic Primate, do you have any questions for Bev, or can I jump in this shit real quick?
Yeah, go on. It's not. Yeah, it doesn't often work like that, but
Have I
yeah.
got any questions for you?
Oh,
Bev?
I don't know how. I don't know.
What are you having for your dinner?
Don't fucking hack up something, please, Jesus. Bev, apparently you, as much as anybody else, has to answer for a lot of different people saying some weird ass shit. And one of the people that I know more than anybody else, you talk about level. Now, you're laughing because you know it's yeah, exactly. So, we got some shit coming up, right? You got some shit you've been working on. We've all in the Flat Earth community been looking forward to it. Now, you got a timeline for it? Is it just going how it does? You know, you're not trying to stress it. It'll work out when it does.
Yeah, we're not
what's
rushing
the
it. But I mean, the thing is, like, if we want to go for a world record, we can't
don't
rush these
force
things.
it. No,
Yeah.
don't force that shit. No. Well, here's the thing.
Can I just give you some rolls? What is it? Sin cleaner, sir. Sin cleaner, sir.
Sink
Sin
clean.
cleanser,
Sink
like Jesus,
cleanser.
or however you would call.
Oh, I thought it was like a sink cleaner.
Sin cleanser.
Jim Panda said skin cancer.
Yeah, sink cleanser. Yeah.
No.
Yeah, he's got-
Well, whatever. It all works. I don't care at this point.
So what rolls can I give you?
The absolute more level than flat, if that's the thing. Imagine something more level than horizontally flat. There you go. Because that's what it would have to be, right?
Yeah,
Okay,
that's
so
what you-
Bev, okay, regardless, I don't really even care. I just wanted to talk to you, Bev. Here, I deal with, okay, because I'm coming from Nathan and QE's channel, you know? I typically moderate over there, but you came in here one day in that channel, and I found a lot of respect for you because you were asking simple questions that, you know, that were so profoundly simple that it sounded confusing when they answered it. And I heard that you were doing, yeah, I know. Well, this is what I'm saying is that I heard you were doing some shit. Like, you're up to some no good. You're kind of the only person, for lack of better terms, on the level of actually going out there and doing some shit, and I was just curious to see what you're all about, because, you know, I've heard some good shit. Godscapel, he's told me a lot of good shit, and I like Godscapel, so, you know.
Yeah, we all like Gods. He's a good
Well,
guy.
he's okay. He's
I had
way
quite a
too
chat with
fucking
him the other
Canadian.
day.
He's
He's
too
cool.
fucking Canadian. We all can agree on that. Classic
Well, he's not.
Canadian
At least
head
he's
ass.
not on the French side of Canadian. I mean, that could be a lot worse, but he's not.
Well, he's borderline at best. I don't know, man. I don't even know. Because I've met some Mounties, you know, they say, like, fucking, I don't know. But no, he's been hyping this shit up for a long while. I don't know if you know who Chike is, but Chike is a notorious flat earther, or baller, who said a lot of your shit's garbage. And, you know, I don't want to believe a baller. So, I want to hear out of the horse's mouth what you think you're doing and what do you expect. And I have utmost confidence in you that you're going to be able to do some shit, yeah.
Well, it
Most
is.
people don't shoot shit, by the way, believe it or not.
It is pretty simple. This, right? It just goes down to this. In order to establish a measurement mark or anything, you need to understand what your base is or your datum. You need to understand. Now, it just comes down to a basic: is level a straight line or a curved line? So that's what we're on at the minute. That's, first of all, step one. for get everybody talking really about it and the geometry, because this is pure geometry, right? There's no science, there's no nothing. This is pure geometry. All we're doing is understanding the practical use of geometry, because geometry is earth measurement, and we're measuring the earth through surveying. So step one is to establish whether the horizontal base mark that you're measuring your elevation from.
So hold on, Bev, one sec. What are they mad about? To me, that just seems absolutely logical. So
Yeah,
that's
their problem is.
What is the comment then?
Their problem is that it's a
Cut
straight
that
line.
fucking
It's
noise.
too simple, right? They
No.
cannot explain the curve when you are dealing with a horizontal straight line. The geometry of a straight line dictates there's no curvature to it. Yet, when you ask them, they need it to curve.
It's weird.
And there's no measurement from it. So they're screwed, like at a fundamental level. Now, I can't understand why nobody has ever said this to them before.
No, they've heard of these ideas. You know, it's not weird. They've gone through geometry.
No, they
It's just
haven't.
The
They,
applicational part of it. Their applied science is weird. I get it, you know, but you're trying to do some completely different. You're trying to actually go out and do real experimental proofs. You know, you're not talking out of your ass, right? You're trying this shit out in real life,
well, it's,
and that's what I
Will
think
be.
everybody's excited about. You know, And-
see. It is what surveyors do, though. You know, like that is the
yeah.
simple job.
Okay, so I'll just say what I think you're doing. So you got this big experiment, right? It's coming up.
It's
You're
just
doing.
an
you're not
observation.
talking about the hypo.
Not really an
Exactly.
experiment.
Yeah, that's probably better to describe it as.
You'll get QE shouting at you, right? If you say
What the fucking experiment?
yeah, like,
Mind
Flying
you,
it? Yeah, no,
But
I'm
saying
not
that
doing that.
a bowler did give us an independent variable.
Yeah.
No, fuck that. Come on. No, we all know we're talking about looking at some shit, right? That's all you could ever.
If we can
that's all
get an
you could
independent
really do.
variable, then we
Mhm.
can make it an experiment.
Am I talking with QE? Are you gonna ask me for the dependent? No
So-
definition. I don't have it, and I got nothing. What I'm really doing is saying that Bev is not the first person to actually go out there and look at shit, you know? But he's doing it in a way that kind of makes it important and more significant than most people even want to fucking try out. So you gotta give credit where credit is due, and
And it's scaring
You have
the
to
shit out
appreciate
of
that
some
shit.
people.
well, I've just noticed some people just don't even like the idea of him doing it. To be honest,
Because they're
I
scared.
listen, I talked to Chuck. I talked to a lot of different flat earthers that have been in this community for a while, just because I hang out with them, and they just, regardless of what I say, I think you might be up to it. They don't even want to hear it. They do not want to hear it, and that is kind of like a more power to you thing. Like I love hearing when Bev's up to no good. To me personally, I love that shit. Cause I'm just like, you know what? He's out there doing it regardless.
He's just talking about a
yet.
straight line
Done it.
being a straight line. It's hilarious.
So who would be mad about that?
People who are defending a unrealistic model, that it's undefensible, right?
But I just don't understand why a baller would be mad about you doing what you're about to do. You know, like that's where it gets really fucking curious. To be
It's
honest.
because it's within your brain, right? This whole thing is a mental construct. Their model that they have is a mental construct, and this argument makes them question it themselves, right? Because this whole thing has taught us that a proof is nothing unless you gain it yourself, and this conversation causes the ballers to question their own model.
Yeah, that's what. That's for some weird one reason or another. I've just been in the community where I've listened to God's Capital. You know, I'm over there hanging out and talking about all sorts of crazy whack ass flat earth shit, But when somebody's actually doing some shit that involves real life physical measurements, my ears perk up, and I've heard you over there a couple times, and I can respect that because you're not trying to avoid reality. You're trying to actually go and do real shit. And who would try to shit talk that? Like genuinely, who would try to actually be against you actually going out there and doing it?
Well,
You'd have to
you
be
know
fucking
who.
proud and say, "Don't do it, please. Don't prove the Earth is flat."
Yeah, it
And I
is.
don't even think it has anything to do with the Earth being flat or not. You may not even find anything. It just is like a cool thing people are out there
Well,
absolutely trying out.
we've been
I
saying
respect
this, right?
that.
There are multiple logical proofs, and geometry is logic, and then you can tag on the practical, right? But like, just say if we do go out there and measure an 8-inch drop of the water level, then I'll be I would be completely honest and say, shit, guys, we have a proof of the curve, right? I would be the first baller that has actual proof of a ball. I mean, how I could be instantly a millionaire.
Damn if you
I would be on every show. Like, fuck, get rid of Jose, right? I'd be the flat earther turned to a baller. You'd have to be.
Well, it's gonna be hard to disagree with you, regardless of whatever. You could prove the Earth is a fucking globe. Who really gives a shit? You could prove it's perfectly flat.
I'd be a
Doesn't matter
millionaire.
either way. The fact of the matter is that you're out there doing some modern 2020 type shit, and that is the biggest takeaway. Who would shit talk that? Genuinely. If you're out there doing it, why would anybody have the fucking autism to even shit talk that? No. Stop. Like, you got... I hate... Because I've listened to so many Globers shit talk Flat Earth when they ever try to do something, and it's kind of annoying. So when we have someone like yourself who go out there and actually do some shit, and not only the fact you're actually trying to work with other people, I don't know why anybody would be against that, to be honest. It's just annoying to hear anybody against it, to be honest. It's just annoying. Because if you're going to spend the time, if you're going to actually come up with the measurements, if you're going to come up with this whole sort of fucking way of thinking about something, you're doing exponentially more than any fucking armchair dumbass baller that Googled some shit and says you're wrong. And that's where you have to know where the limits are, because you're doing actual shit versus sitting and just being a critical, skeptical dumbass. So, more power to you. Sorry for the dialogue.
No problem.
I'm sorry, dude. It's been a long morning. Here, I've talked to a lot of ballers here.
Well, we just do what we do. We've just ended up here, right, DP?
Yeah, somehow.
Just stumbled upon this position that we're in at the minute. And it's nice to have you to say that and all, but I mean, like, we're just at the a straight line straight, right? Type stage of this whole thing, and it's so ridiculous.
Well, okay, so if we're all taught the same shit, and then we have to reimagine that straight means curved, come on. That's like a reformulation of everything that we thought we knew.
Right, well, what it is, the way it all works, and the way a lot of these ballers are working, and the way I think it all works is, they, at a very young age, you get taught the globe model. And then from an age about 6, 7, 8 years old, you stop being taught that, and you get talked around it, right? So, other than seeing the globe model as a child, and maybe in a geography class in school, you seeing a thing about the core of the Earth and all of that sort of stuff. You may watch some films. But in school, what do you imagine that you can put your finger on that you ever got taught about the globe model? Like, other than seeing that globe as a child and seeing it everywhere, well, in school, what did they ever tell you that imagined a globe model?
Well, it's not even imagining. I think you'd know just as well as I do. For some reason or another, I don't know if you've ever experienced this, or it's just me personally here in America, but every fucking grade in elementary school was, for some reason, there's a globe just around. You know, they never talked about physics, never talked about gravity. It was sort of implied in with everything you knew, but they never talked about it. Now I got all the way up to 5th grade in elementary school. They never, even up to high school, even past high school. The only ever opportunity I ever had to debate the globe was in high school. Believe it or not, in the U.S. But it's a much more subtle way of introducing someone to an idea, is that it was always around. The globe was always sort of fucking drifting in the background for some reason. Now, ask any American who's grown up till college, they will say, for some reason or another, they never taught the ball, but it was just always sort of around. You see that in movies, you see that in the classroom, you see that in TV, you see it in books, literally every other fucking place. But it's never taught for some reason or another. I don't know why.
Well, it was the logo for Paramount Films in the
You
1930s,
see
wasn't
it
it?
everywhere, right?
Right. Well, I'll tell you
Why do you
now.
think-
Fucking
Why do you
flick,
think-
man.
Why do you think it's not being taught?
I know they don't have to teach it; they just have to put it around you in your vicinity.
Yeah,
Essentially.
you make it up, right?
Yeah, they do it. You do it for yourself. in a
That's
weird way.
That's
you-
why
you
you
do it for
defend
them.
it.
You do it for them. You don't do it for yourself.
Well, that's why I can't really blame them, because I don't think they ever. To be honest, in my 12 years of high school and elementary and middle school, they never talked to me about the globe. But here's the tricky part
Everyone's
of
the
it.
same.
It was always around. You better damn sure it was always there. It's
Yeah,
a fucking ghost.
it's
You
all
know,
it's
it's
all
there.
imagined. Every single little bit of it you place there. Now, it depends how easily swayed you are and what type of a person you are. Now, if you're the type of person that nitpicks and always asking questions and all of that, then all of the pieces don't quite fit and you're always picking at them. But if you believe the people, or if you fall into the trap like the ballers do, then they've bought into it. Now, everything that they've learned, not even learned, it's imagined, right? So all of that imagined learning that they think they've had, they make it up on the spot because they're conditioned to do that. They've been doing it all their life.
I don't know if this was true in the UK, and I don't even know if you're actually from the UK. I'm just
Yeah,
okay.
UK.
All I'm saying is, listen, I grew up just as most Americans, saying, look, this shit is around. They never taught it, but when you get to college and you learn how to be skeptical and you say, hold up, I don't even fucking care what you think anymore. At this point, I'm just asking all sorts of random ass shit. The random ass shit that I always ask was like, it's kind of weird that they put this shit just always in the vicinity of everything I was trying to learn. So, inevitably, I think they were logically trying to make me to get to think about it. Maybe. I don't know. But that's all. That's all. Just, they say, think about the globe. You're going to see it in your favorite movie. You're going to see it just always around. But they never expect you to actually dig in and think about it. That's the weirdest part of the whole fucking equation.
That's why it works, because you don't dig in and think about it. You just accept it. It's just an acceptance.
For some people, but okay, say there's a lot of people like me that say, look, this dumbass globe, I've seen this shit everywhere. I don't know what to say. They never taught us that. It's just always around for some goddamn reason. But I'm not the only one to ever think this. I'm thinking it's kind of weird. But now what? It's kind of like, I've seen this shit all my life. Now what? Like, this is why I'm a flat earther, because, you know, there's never been, even in my college years, even after I have my degree, I still have no explanation of why that shit was just always around. And I don't want to blame the Jews. I don't want to blame the Catholic Jesuits. You know, I'm not that kind of guy. But it is suspicious, right?
Well, they've sold us a lie. Well, not even sold us. They've just made everyone imagine a lie.
It's been there though. It's been there the whole step of every year of my education. A fucking globe.
Yeah.
But nobody ever asked why. Yeah, you're right. That's my main question after everything we've ever learned. Why the fuck was the globe there that we were never even taught?
That's
Like, it's just fucking weird.
it's where
you
we
know?
came in, right? Level. Everyone's heard it. Water level, sea level. It's there. The word's been there all the time. Now, if level means horizontal, that
Putting my math upside down, mate. Come on, I never learned that.
In cleanser. He was talking.
yeah,
I'm sorry.
yeah, it's all right. Level, yeah. If level is horizontal, then it's been right in front of your face all the time. So the ball just becomes even more imagined.
Well, okay. Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but Bev, did you ever have to do with a calculator? I had a calculator that could graph every sort of equation. It was a TI-83. Now, you could go to the graphing function and plot every sort of formula. It would give you an X and a Y axis. And I could say, you know, all day, I could pass geometry saying if X equals this, Y equals this, and I could find you a vector, yada, yada, yada. But we understood what these things actually meant. X means horizontal, Y means vertical, words have meaning, type shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
But only when I ever got to the ball earth argument, I mean, the opposite is true. Like, flat doesn't mean curve. It just gets fucking weird and strange. I don't know.
Yeah, this argument that we have here only exists here. Like this, you wouldn't ever go out to the pub and have this sort of an argument where you're deciding are straight lines actually straight or not. And
You need to get some better friends, mate. I'll do that shit. That's after science. Come on. Everybody sees shit fucking differently after that.
yeah, but straight lines are straight or they're not straight lines. I mean, that's one of the fundamental basics of logic. For you to believe that straight lines aren't straight, then like your brain's got to be manipulated into a situation to make you accept that a straight line can't be straight. And that's
It's
just
the
ridiculous.
Isn't it? It's the distinction between horizontal and curved. Because there's a totally different type of geometry. I usually say it's Euclidean versus non-Euclidean or spherical versus planar mathematics. And that's the only way I know how to distinguish it. Because on Euclidean geometry, you have 180-degree triangles. If you go to spherical geometry, you got fucking weird ass shit.
Mhm.
But I don't know if you agree. But it just gets like everything is the opposite in sort of ways.
Well, a Euclidean geometry is the geometry of reality, is the way I look at it. Like if you want to measure anything, or you know, like you're looking at a sphere or whatever, you describe it using Euclidean geometry. That's reality.
Good shit.
So non-Euclidean geometry is just not reality geometry. So to me, it's an easier way of looking at it. It's just made up. Like if you need something that is non-reality to explain something that's in reality, then you're struggling. And I think that's where they know with this geometry
Where did I hear
argument.
it from? Come on, but I heard this from somewhere. I don't know why they told me that. Come on. I just heard the shit. You know, I gotta go with it. What do you mean horizontal doesn't mean curve, Bev? Are you lying to me, or who lied to me?
It's a straight line. It's got to be. It's perpendicular, right?
Like the flat Earth lied to you.
Yeah. Fight the flat Earth lied, and
Fight the tight
maybe
shirt.
Jesse
TNA.
Kozlowski's definitely lied to you by telling you that there's a drop of the water level from horizontal, because the water level is horizontal also.
And Sam League lying about his tilt.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah, Beeloo.
Well, no, actually, Beeloo.
Yeah, well, actually, he may not be lying about talking to Beeloo. That may be a,
No,
you know, like we don't know. I don't.
Surprising.
Being inspired by an alien, that's possible. But measuring a tilt.
And what the alien actually had to say.
Okay, so Bev, you know, at utmost, I absolutely do respect everything. I listen to a lot of your YouTube videos, and shit, right? Okay, fanboy as hell, regardless.
Don't.
No, fuck off. Hold on, you haven't let me get. Okay, so what if, just hypothetically, think with me, that you go out and you do this big equation or you do this big experiment.
It's not an experiment.
I know.
It's
Shut
not
up,
an
Kiwi.
equation either.
I'm not talking.
Well, we're all right.
Please, Kiwi's not even here. What I'm saying is, you go out and test this shit. You try to figure it out yourself. Because I am assuming, if you're a logical-minded person, that there's a huge potential that it may not work in a way that you're imagining it to. Of course, the opposite is true. It could work out perfectly, and you're a legend. Yeah, we would all that's the ideal way. But you have to have some sort of fallout backup plan, some way, because I don't want you to be another Mark Sargent or fucking Bob Nodell. Like, I just don't want to hear it. We don't need another fucking person like that, you know? So,
Oh, I'm definitely not that.
so let me ask you. So, say you go out there, you do all your good shit, you got the math down. What if it comes out a little weird, and now what? Like, did you cut for yourself a way out, or I'm just curious to think what you might, because I know a fake when I see it. Fucking Bob Nodell, he can fuck off. Nathan Thompson, you got a lot of clowns here. I don't know why I found myself in their community, but there's some good people here, and I don't want to throw the baby out with the bathwater. So, surely you've thought of this. I just want to know your genuine thoughts. What do you think?
Well,
Like, you just honestly, I don't really care.
yeah, we're going out to establish a horizontal, and then all we are doing is getting a big tube, filling it with water, putting it up towards that horizontal. You know, there's nothing much else to say other than we have to wait and see the results, right? But in the meantime, we have a multitude of logical arguments that go with this, because I mean, geometry is based on logic, and the surveying is basically a practical form of geometry. So all we're doing is practicing a logical way of finding out. I mean, like, it's for everybody to actually go over this in their own heads. Is how would you establish whether it's a straight line or not? You know, do you think there's a way of you actually being able to do this? I mean, it's...
No, I think you know as well as I do, most people are never going to do this shit. So you're sort of the exception to the rule, and the fact that you're out there going for it is, you know, I can't imagine how anybody would try to talk shit about people actually going out there and doing things. But what I'm saying is that I'm hoping for a situation unlike dumbass Bob Nodell or fucking Nathan Thompson.
Yeah.
I up to a higher standard, and I think you're being much more thorough and honest about. And I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want you to find a way out. I don't know if I should even argue for that. But you know, I'm just
What do you mean by find a way out? Well,
So say Bev goes out there, perfectly good flat earther, probably as honest as it gets. He goes out there, says, you know what, it is what it is. We're gonna, and it turns out to sort of be weird. Now, there's
by weird, you mean what? Bending
It means he
water?
gets paid off or something like that.
That's where it gets weird. I'm not trying to speculate intention. I'm not trying to speculate anything because
So,
I
I mean,
only want
I
to
just
accept
don't
Bev for
understand
what
what you mean
pres-
by gets weird.
I accept Bev for what he presents himself to me, and I think Bev is an honest guy.
So can you
I don't want to
clarify what
project
you
him to
mean
be a-
by gets weird?
Absolutely, yeah. So, say for some reason it doesn't work as planned. We're going to have to now re-understand things, or either it's not presented to people through because Bev, here's the thing. There's a huge possibility you could do everything right and still not account for one thing that we haven't even thought of yet, right?
Yeah, man. Like, listen,
I'm just trying to say there's
it's-
probably a way out. We haven't thought of it, but it's not a hill you
it's
have to
logic,
die on,
right?
you know?
Yeah, this is logic, right? Pure logic. Like
Most
this
people
is
aren't even doing
as
shit.
pure logic as it ever gets, right? So there's only ever this would, if it went that there was a tilt to horizontal, then it would go against all known logic, and I would have to reformulate what I thought.
Exactly.
Right, so that would be the outcome that we would have to do.
So Bev, please. And I know this is bullshit. I know it's an ideal situation. So say we do something and you had a Bob Nodell situation. Holy shit, you proved Earth curvature. Like, I'm sure you're smart enough as a person to think that you have already a prepared response for.
Sorry,
that
do you
situation.
think Bob Nodell proved Earth curvature?
No, please, don't misunderstand me. What I'm saying, Bev,
That's
you
what
know
you
exactly
just
what
said.
I'm
How
saying.
can there be a misunderstanding when
Poison the
you
well,
stated
please.
that?
Bev, do you understand what I'm saying? I'm not even trying to. Okay. Say something happens for some reason or another, and
You
it's
keep
kind of
saying
weird.
this, but you don't clarify what your weird thing is.
I'm saying I'm only trying to be honest and trying to figure
No, you're
out
not.
if he's thought of a different way of answering what he might perceive that happened. That's fair. We're not talking about any of the
Do you want to
hypothetical. I'm
be
saying,
crystal
what if you
clear
observe
with what
something
you're
that you're
meaning?
not expecting?
Such as?
Such as concave Earth, any sort of. It doesn't really matter. I don't really care what he finds. But what I'm trying to say is that, if you can't help me out, then you haven't thought about it. That's all I'm saying. I'm only trying
We'll
to
just
be honest
report the
and
results, right?
Well, I think you're being honest, and I think that I don't want you to crucify yourself on honesty, you know? Because maybe you find
Yeah,
something
no,
and
I
you're
don't
like,
think you can
"Fuck
do that.
shit."
That's not a possibility.
Okay. I bet. So, let's think worst case scenario. Worst case scenario, you find Earth curvature. Now what? Like, let's just hypothetical, because we have to think about it. What if the worst case scenario that I can think of is you found Earth curvature? Now what do we do from
Well,
there?
I would be
How'd
the
you help
most
me?
famous convertee
I don't
from
wanna hear
Flat Earth
that.
to Baller, and I would be famous.
No.
Yeah, I would.
And you
I'd be have a helicopter and a pad and invite
No.
everybody round. You could have a bit of it as well, like, I mean, team effort, right? We'd be the most famous baller team ever.
Would not. You
Yeah, we
not.
would, because
You'd
we'd
be
have to
the
work a
first
whole
one.
new
modern-day
logic and
Bob
everything.
Nodell.
We'd be the
Come
first ones to
on.
prove any curvature.
You would be black sheep out of the community completely, Beth. You know this.
Yeah, but
You
we'd
would-
be able
we
to
would
go
say-
right into the, like,
we would
Simon
say-
Dan, shift out the way, mate. Like, we're coming with proof here. You talking your shite with all of that bullshit. Fight the flat earth. You don't need to slag everybody off now. I've got the proof.
Just fill out the
If
hose
you
pipe.
say some shit like that, I'm gonna act like I never knew you. I gotta be honest. So will everybody else, though. Every flat earther that you've ever met will say you're probably a liar, a coward, or something. You know this.
I
I'm
won't
not
do.
lying.
Look, if I measure the
not even
curvature, like I say, if I actually measure curvature, it will go against all known logic. But
What would we
I
say?
would
What would we
have
say?
measured
Probably wrong.
curvature. Right?
We
I
would
wouldn't
say
be
you
able
did
to
it
hide
wrong.
that.
Well, yeah, we say you didn't do it wrong. You didn't know shit about math. That's what we're gonna say. I'm sorry.
What, that if
We're
we...
rooting for you though, because
Yeah.
we want you to be right. Because you're
Well,
smart.
because it
and
would
you
have
think
to
you've
go
got it down.
against all known logic.
You know what that would mean, though? It would mean that you would have to get off your ass and go and do the test yourself.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me rephrase it. Bev, I bet. Say you prove Earth curvature. What do you think of the flat Earth community after that, then?
What do you mean?
Okay, so
I
say
don't
you
actually
prove Earth
think there is a
curvature,
flat
now
Earth
what?
community. You know, there's no such thing.
You might be wrong.
Nah, everybody's out for themselves, and they
Yeah,
always
no, you
are. It's the globe defenders that have a community that need to keep together.
So
The people on this side are just out for truth. Like if they're looking for it and they want to know one way or the other, and I can provide that proof one way or the other, then that's what I'm going to do.
How about this? Can you do flat Earth? I know it sounds dumb. I know it's probably not going to look good for your ego and a lot of the other shit. But could you at least
Ego.
before?
Here you go.
Hold up. Before you shit talk me, I get it.
Hey.
Could you present it to some sort of inner circle beforehand and say
Present what?
this group thinking?
This is the inner circle, mate. You're right in it now.
What I'm
You've just
saying-
come in to have a chat with us.
What does
No.
you want presented?
Yeah.
What do you want presented?
Okay, what I'm saying is that I don't want you to just jump to conclusions. Say you get some evidence of Earth curvature and you may be wrong.
Listen,
Group thinking
last
first,
Saturday we live streamed the straight line
Come on,
test.
help you.
We live streamed it on this channel, Discord. We've got nothing to hide. We never have and never will. There's no inner circle.
I'm not saying there's. Listen. If you hypothetically, in your experiment, prove Earth curvature, there's gonna be a whole branch of flat Earth that says the dude was a liar the whole time. You know this as well as I do. I'm not lying to you about it. You're gonna have QE, Nathan Oakley, myself, and a whole bunch of flat Earthers saying Bev is a fucking liar. Now, I don't want you
What's
to
this,
say that, but
hypotheticals are we
listen,
playing?
No. This is not straw man because I'm not straw manning you. But what I'm trying to
No,
say
no.
is that
Have you been drinking?
surely you've thought
I
of
think he has been drinking.
this, Bev.
Surely I've thought of what?
Surely you've thought of that if you present what your experiment proves.
It's not an
Whether-
experiment.
Now you're just sounding like you. Okay, so
Well, it's not. It's just practical
Surely you're
geometry. You don't think practical geometry is science, do you?
but I think you think I'm against you in this.
No, I'm just I'm not. See, I'm not for anything. I've designed a test, right, to measure if there's any drop. Like Jesse Kozlowski's the man that said there is a drop of the water level from horizontal. Now I've just designed a test to go and find that. Now it's up to you whether you think I'm going to find it or I'm not going to find it. I've just designed a test to go and look for it.
This is the thing. This is why I'm not saying either or. I'm saying, what if, Bev, for instance, you go out and you find curvature? What do you expect? How do you expect the flat Earth community to react to that?
Oh,
Like, just
listen.
honestly,
Like I say, I don't. I'm not fussed.
I think it all depends whether it's members of the flat Earth community that are after truth or after money.
Okay, so what if Bev goes out and finds Earth curvature? What would you expect Q?
The ones.
Like,
It depends.
honestly, just honest.
Shut up a minute. It depends if they're after truth or if they're after money.
Well, then, I'm just curious. I'm not saying either or. It's not done yet. I just want to know because, everybody's thinking about these things, and I have to answer because listen, believe it or not, Bev, you're not even there half the time, but I'm saying, look, listen, we have people like Bev who does a lot of surveying. He's going to find whether or not this is level or it's curved, and we hype your shit up a bunch. But I'm going to look like a clown if I say this guy just proved Earth curvature.
Don't.
Like,
look for the
what do I do
proof
now?
yourself.
Who's
Oh,
we?
okay, well, okay, fair
Who's
enough.
we?
Well, that's maybe the whole lie of it all. Maybe flat Earth isn't a community. Maybe a flat Earth is an every man for himself type of.
You got
I
to
don't
find your own
know.
proofs.
Yeah.
Well,
I can't hand you a proof, right? It's up to you to find your own truths and proofs. I mean, it's how much do you trust yourself? First of all, that step one is to instill that trust within yourself to know that when you are gaining a proof, you are gaining a proof. You will know it when you feel it because you know it. It is something that's instinctual. It's like when somebody tells you a truth, right? It's like you already knew it. It's that honest, right?
Like a little reification lamp in your head.
What about Bob Nodell's quote-unquote gyro? What did you think when you saw that?
Who cares about
Bob
Nodell?
Well, I don't want this to be another fucking experience of Bob Nodell, because Bob Nodell's cringy fucking idiot. And I don't want Bev to be another Bob Nodell.
Well, I wouldn't.
So I'm trying to think about ahead of time how to avoid a lot of problems down the road. So.
Are you just looking out for us? Are you?
No. Okay, so say Bev, you come out with this absolute proof of ball curvature Earth.
Wow, you're obsessed with us finding curvature, are you?
No.
At the end of the day,
you just want to think about it.
You don't have to believe him.
I don't think you'll find any curvature.
And take or make your own tests and find your own proof. Okay, that would be the best way to look at it.
I can respect that, and that's maybe all it should ever be. I
exactly.
Agree. And I'm not gonna. Yeah, that's what I respect most about it. The fact that you're gonna go with where the facts go. Actually, there's nothing else that needs to be said other than that. Because I know for a fact there's gonna be a lot of die-hard people for flat Earth, regardless of what you do. And I'm just trying to figure out where the chips fall, after that. So if you absolutely prove that there's Earth curvature, then that's going to be very disruptive. But if you prove if it's flat, then hell yeah, you're a legend.
Well,
absolutely.
If we prove there's curvature, you're just going to have to get off your sofa and go and find your own proof.
Yeah, that's what I think. Because if Bev becomes another Bob Nodell, we already have enough of them, by the way. But if Bev becomes another Bob Nodell,
keep saying that.
He's obsessed.
Keep repeating it.
No.
Obsessed.
No, you have to believe better than anybody else. I'm the biggest preacher of Bev's experiment. Now, I'm only saying that because I have a lot writing on it.
It's not.
I'm very confident.
Yeah, you have a bet.
I know. Okay,
do you have a bet? Do you have a bet?
Well, I need to make a bet.
Have you placed a bet with somebody? Is that why you have a lot riding on this?
Should I make a bet?
Because most people don't really have a lot riding on it.
If I need to make a bet, I will bet on Bev. If I need to make a bet, I will absolutely.
You can't. They won't. They won't let you bet this.
No.
In the bookies, they won't accept it.
What if Bev? I can do this absolutely today. I'll bet Chaiki and Zanuck today, $200 each. That Bev is gonna find absolutely love. Now, am I gonna look like a clown?
That would be a badly worded.
Who is this guy, Chris?
Statement.
Is this you, Chris?
No idea.
No, I'm talking about, please. What should I do?
Sink cleaner.
Yeah, do you know this is an open server? Do you know anybody that comes here can talk? It's not just about you.
Well, no, I was turning up already. I mean, yeah, I understand. I don't care. Like, if somebody has other thing to say, go ahead.
He was asking who you were.
Yeah, Sinklins have been on Nathan Oakley's show every day for the past year. I'm a moderator over on QE and Nathan's channel.
Yeah, you were your Nathan.
Searing
You've got a
knows
channel.
me. On that server, yeah, I'm a moderator. I'm there all
Which
the time.
server?
Nathan and QE's channel server.
Nathan.
Betty's, I think he means.
It's Betty's.
Have you been hanging out in the pub for a while, man?
Yeah, I think so.
Talk to ballers and eventually come on. Well, okay, so.
Bev in the live stream.
Okay, well, I was only coming here to talk to Bev. If you think that it's rational, I'll take the backseat role. But I'm just trying to add sort of any helpful criticism because we have a lot riding on Bev, you know? Because I hear people come into this server and to
No, you have a lot riding on it. There's no we.
No. I just do not want this another example
The
of flat earthers
communities
looking
come
like
together
dumbass.
to not be Bob Nadell, apparently.
But listen, we have a lot riding on you being actually as smart as we think.
He's
you
like,
actually
we.
are.
Who's
Yes, we head ass.
we?
We think you're smart, Bev. So don't make us.
Who is
No,
we?
I'm asking you.
Sin Cleanser, what's your best proof for a flat Earth?
No.
What's your best proof for a flat Earth?
My best proof is you fuck off, Bev. Please.
Yeah,
I'm asking.
you're not a flat Earther.
Bev, please. I'm asking Bev because I have a lot of people in Nathan and QE's channel. I moderate over there.
Speak to Cleary like that again,
I
will
want to
be
know-
kicking your ass off of this server. Is
Why
that
are
clear?
you not a member of the server?
Why am I not a what?
Is that
you're
clear?
only a member
If you
of the
speak
Flat
to
Earth- Flat
Cleary
Earth
like
debate server,
that
Emma.
again,
Where's your
Well, I
name?
I
wasn't
will be
even
kicking your
trying to
ass.
talk to him. I don't know who that guy is.
Why are you not a member of Q?
Oh, okay. So I don't know. It's kind of weird. Bev, I was only intentionally trying to talk to you specifically. You have a reputation I very much endure and I love, and I want to offer the best kind of. Because believe it or not, a lot of people, regardless of this server specifically, a lot of people think that you're up to some shit that might be happening, and I don't want it to be another fucking Bob Nodell experiment. Like nobody needs another one of those experiments.
Say that again, and I'm kicking your ass off of this server.
Okay, well, thank God I'm not talking to you. I'm talking to someone much more smarter, aka Bev. He's intelligent. He can formulate his own sentences. And I don't think
Stop
Bev
comparing
can
Bev.
make mistakes.
Stop comparing Bev to Bob Nodell. There is no comparison.
Okay, so if I cannot talk to him, and you're gonna white knight the whole time, we won't even bother.
I'm not
will we?
white knighting.
Yeah, so I don't know why you're being so, I don't know, weird about things. I'm not arguing with anybody here. I'm saying, listen, we have somebody who's going out there doing a real experiment. You would say it's not an experiment, and I would say, okay, QE, you're right. But we have somebody that's out there doing a real observation that's probably gonna have a big impact on the community. I know at least 3 different well-known ballers that are regulars over in QE's channel, like Xanic, Rumpus, Strikey, the list goes on. These guys are, I do not want this to be another Bob Nodell experiment. And I don't think that Bev is that dumb. He's not going to do that shit. So I'm asking him questions.
How many
Get mad at me
how
all
many
you
drinks have you had
want. Okay.
today?
Well, Bev, do you not want to talk or should I leave?
Can you not count?
Oh my god.
I had a horizontal amount.
Yeah.
I had a flat horizontal Euclidean amount.
You would need a volume for that, wouldn't you?
Well, you gotta have volume.
Yeah. How much volume? Because I think it might be a little too much.
I didn't
because
hear anything you said. I was muted and deafened.
Were you? That you just black out.
Oh,
Be careful, dude.
No, that wasn't
Hold
me.
on, hold
I
on.
did that.
I'm
No,
only trying to talk to Bev. Domestic, shut the fuck up. All you clowns.
Who
Talk to
are
Bev,
you?
actually.
Who
Bev,
are you?
if you come over to
Yeah,
QE,
is
I will
it-
never mute and
You
deafen
fucking
you.
retard.
Yeah.
I don't know. Okay. Well,
I'm
okay,
just
so-
on the
Is
point
that
of
what
flicking
you're
this
doing
clown.
here? Are you here
No,
to
I'm trying
promote
talk to-
science versus
Dude.
pseudoscience?
Did I shit talk you? Did I do anything weird? No. Was I having a good conversation? I like you, Bev, and I wanted to ask you questions because I genuinely want to
Yeah,
hear what
like
you're saying.
you seem to be
I don't know
promoting
why
science versus pseudoscience.
No,
Is that the server
no.
you are promoting?
No. I just said I heard you over there, and I respected what you said because
But you
I
said you
enjoy
were a
what-
moderator over there.
Hey, tell me, why your live muted on there? Why are you live muted?
I'm not
there?
live muted
Moderator.
over there. You
You're
want
live
to
muted on the
prepare
server. Come on,
and see if
bro.
I'll meet
Come
someone
on. You're
despite-
talking crap, man. You're live muted on the server. You're the moderator. Come on.
I'm not.
You're not a
Yeah,
moderator.
you are.
He's
I am a
clowning.
moderator.
Yeah.
This
I don't-
dude is
listen, I'm not
clowning.
even-
You are drunk though, aren't you? You have had one too many beverages.
No.
No?
No.
No?
Yeah,
How
no.
many have you
No,
had?
no.
Can you remember?
Zero.
Can you
It's
have you
not-
left are they at the side of you? Can you count them? Or are you seeing double of them?
So you're not making it easy for me to defend you, Bev. You're just kind of.
You're trying to defend me, are you?
Bev needs you to defend him.
Yeah.
I
I
don't
didn't-
think he
okay.
does.
Okay. Well, okay. Let me reiterate why I'm here. Bev, I liked what you said when I heard you over there. I heard that you're doing an experiment. I was very curious of what
It's
you're
not an
doing.
experiment.
I like what you're doing. I think you're an honest. Yeah, I know.
Here he
You should
goes
talk.
with the same mantra.
Shut the
Yeah,
fuck
yeah.
up. I'm talking
Something
to Bev.
about Bob Nodell
Okay,
in a minute
well,
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in
No,
a second.
okay,
Here
in
we
a
go.
second.
Wow.
Bob Nodell will get a mention in a
Really?
second again.
So, despite me even actually trying,
Why don't you mention
You guys don't
Jerome
wanna hear
for a
it?
change?
I'm gonna tell your daddy QE you came over here drunk.
Yeah.
He's live muted there. You can't talk there.
okay,
That
I'm
might
not
be why he
muted,
came
okay.
over here.
Okay. Yeah, no, I wanted to talk to Bev because that's all it was online, and I respected him. But now I'm lost respect absolutely because he's
I
appears
just
to be
came
just
back
as
from
much
doing
a
me
jackass
shopping.
as everybody else on the server. And I guess what?
And you were
fucking clown
sat in
over
here.
there, you gotta be
Dude.
live muted than anybody else because you're a fucking clown. Because when I try to talk to you, Bev, and I gave you respect, I wasn't shit talking you. I wasn't clowning on you. I liked what you had to say. And
Yeah.
now I'm getting shit talked
And
for I
you
don't
feel
know why.
threatened now, do you?
What did I fucking even
I
do
don't
to
know.
you,
You've
Bev?
been
Shit
drinking.
talking.
You've been drinking.
No, you're mad
Like,
at me for some reason. Okay.
don't imagine
Well, good
and
talk,
come
Bev.
over all aggressive
Good
now.
luck with your dumbass fucking
Fighting
experiment.
drunk stage. Is that the bit we're at?
Oh,
No.
he's gone.
Yeah, we had the "I love you" drunk stage, and then it turned into the "I'm fucking
I'm
you."
gonna.
Yeah.
What a loser, man.
What the fuck was that about?
Yeah, he's nice. Nice man. Well, I'll remember that. Now, is he a baller or a flat earther or just a drunk?
Baller. Oh yeah, look, you're live muted over on Betty's server.
Yeah. That was nice. Well, sink cleanser. We can turn that one off.